Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source. It's the backup channel backing Celeb up and bringing you all the breaking news. Check this out. The Brat has come out and issued an apology to all of the people who she may have offended when she said that the reason why her and Judy chose a white sperm donor was because out of the 300 sperm donors that they had to choose from after genetic testing, only one was black, and they didn't choose him because he looked like Jiminy the Cricket. After receiving mad backlash for the comment, the Brat said that it was not her intention to be mean or say anything negative about black people. The Brat said, quote, "We were looking for a black donor. We're black, we wanted a black donor. So it was just misconstrued and taken out of context. Like I talked about quite a few people as we were looking for donors, but that's the one that made it into the show. I had no idea that people were going to be so offended, but I meant no harm whatsoever. If I offended anybody, I do apologize, but it was a joke between me and my wife and the doctor. Like, we joke like that, we play around, so it wasn't meant to be offensive in any way." End quote. Now, after the Brat said that, Judy chimed in to share how she tried to manage all the negativity that was coming at the Brat after she made the initial Jiminy the Cricket comment. And Judy said, quote, "I was really trying to avoid her from seeing comments that said, 'I just hope you guys miscarry.' I think I was more affected because I know how she is. She's like, I don't care, but it was a lot of stuff and I'm there. It was extreme hate and I feel like I'm kind of used to some of it, from being on social media. But when it comes to our child, something that we work really, really hard for, I was in the hospital, like something we worked really, really hard for. I felt like, oh my God, if nothing else at this time, I feel like this should be at least an educational moment so people aren't as ignorant." End quote. Listen, even if you didn't agree with the Brat and Judy's choices, right? You don't go online and tell a pregnant woman that you hope she miscarries. That's like a whole different type of evil. I mean, yes, the Brat and Judy put their business out there in public, so the public is going to comment, but you can comment and disagree about something without being hurtful, harmful, or hateful. For example, when I first heard the story, I called my friend. I said, listen, if you were going to get a sperm donor and you only had to choose from like white guys or a black dude who looked like Jiminy Cricket, what would you choose? And they told me what they would choose. And I was like, for me, I might have went with like the Jiminy Cricket looking dude just for cultural and racial continuity. But that's just me. And then that was that. But I would never ever venture to go online and say something very negative about a woman who's pregnant. I mean, you gotta understand that karma is real, and some of this negativity that people are putting out there online is gonna come right back to them. I'm telling you, we gotta get to a place where we can agree to disagree, or disagree without getting nasty. Now, let me tell you this right quick. For weeks, the internet has been going crazy speculating about Jamie Foxx's medical condition, and some people have been saying that Jamie Foxx has made a turn for the worse and like he's basically got one foot in the grave. Well, Jamie's daughter is not happy about all of those negative posts, so she has come out and she has made an update about her father's condition. Jamie's daughter said, quote, "Update from the family. Sad to see how the media runs wild. My dad has been out of the hospital for weeks recuperating. In fact, he was playing pickleball yesterday." End quote. Listen, if this is true, then I am so happy and relieved to hear that Jamie Foxx is doing much better. But with that being said, I gotta tell you this. Follow-up is important, because if you come out and you're like, oh my God, you gotta pray for my daddy's almost dead. When daddy gets better, you sort of gotta let the people know, because if not, we're all gonna be out here worrying. I mean, give us the follow-up. And I mean, that doesn't just apply to Jamie's family, that applies to everybody. Some of y'all be like calling with like the tragic news and you need so much prayer, but then you never call with the follow-up. I mean, here we are thinking that like Sister Eddie Mae Jenkins is like half dead, and then you look on Facebook and Sister Eddie Mae is like climbing the Appalachian Mountains with her friends taking pictures and having the best time ever. I mean, give us the follow-up. Now check it out. It appears that Lil Durk wants to settle his feud with Tekashi 6ix9ine in the boxing ring, and he said that he's willing to put up $50 million of his own money to make the fight happen. He even DM'd Tekashi to let him know. In his message to Tekashi, Durk said, quote, "I don't want you hurt or dead. You a kid from the burbs. I got 50 million, my own money without help, to fight you on TV in Dubai. We could double the money 3 rounds. Go talk to your rich friends. Let's set it up. September. Stop the violence. LOL. End quote. Well, after Tekashi received that message from Durk, he responded to Durk by dismissing the challenge as a stunt just to get attention. Tekashi said, quote, "It's so funny because I know you on album press run. You need anything to promote this album since NBA Youngboy not biting the bait. But I want to fight you for no money, for free. Come to Miami, let's get a hotel room, and let's just throw down one-on-one." End quote. Now, after Tekashi told Durk that he would be willing to throw hands one-on-one in a private setting, Durk responded back by saying, quote, "Bait? Hotel? Nah, I'm cool, enjoy your day. I'm not worried about sales, I just wanted to beat your A for some money." End quote. Listen, I would love to see that fight, and I don't think that they should do it in private. I think that they should do it publicly, like on pay-per-view, so that I can see the fight. And to tell you the truth, after seeing that fight go down in LA Fitness with Tekashi, I think that he might fare better inside the ring where like they can throw in the towel if things get out of control. And even though I would put all of my money on Durk because I think that Rainbow Bright can't fight, it still might be a good matchup because Tekashi's like what, 5'6", 148 pounds, and like Durk is like what, 5'7", 158 pounds. That still might be a good fight. Look, what do you think about Lil Durk challenging Tekashi 6ix9ine to a boxing match? And what do you think about Tekashi 6ix9ine's response? And also, if the fight was ever to really take place, who do you think will win a fight? Do you think that it would be Chicago's finest? Or do you think that it would be the Bronx Bomber? Let me know in the comments. And while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Now, check it out. As you know, LSU's female basketball phenom Flau'Jae Johnson is not only a champ, but she's also a promising rapper who signed to Jay-Z's Roc Nation imprint. And after LSU snagged the women's basketball title, mad rappers were jumping at the chance to do a collaboration with Flau'Jae, and she was jumping at the chance to drop mad heat on these streets. Well, it appears that Flau'Jae's rap career may have hit a snag after she made a reference to the 9/11 terrorist attacks on her remix to Lotto's Put It on the Floor. In her verse, Flau'Jae says, quote, "Rappers, they be sweet, they be in the patch, I know they sour. In this 9/11 blowing smoke just like them towers." End quote. After the verse dropped, Flau'Jae received a whole lot of pushback, and pundits like Outkick analyst David Hookstead even claimed that she was mocking 9/11 victims. Hookstead said, quote, "LSU basketball player Flau'Jae Johnson mocks 9/11 victims in a new rap. I wonder how the families of those who died on 9/11 and the heroes who died in the wars that followed feel about this trash. My friends killed people for years because of 9/11. They changed forever." End quote. Well, in response to the backlash, Flau'Jae jumped on Instagram and she said, quote, "I just want to come on here and let y'all know, by no means would I ever intentionally try to disrespect or offend anyone. My whole goal in music is to push positivity and spread love. So in no way, shape, or form would I ever intentionally try to disrespect or offend anyone." End quote. Now, after Flau'Jae made that post, LSU also issued a statement, and the school said, quote, "We spoke to Flau'Jae this evening, and while she never intended to offend or upset anyone with her lyrics, she expressed sincere remorse for any possibility of a misunderstanding and immediately took the video down. We will learn and grow from this experience together." End quote. Let me tell you something. I'm not mad at Flau'Jae, and I'm gonna tell you why. Flau'Jae is 19 years old. She wasn't even alive when the towers were hit. So to her, talking about 9/11 is no different than a dude who's rapping and he's like, "Yo, I'll be dropping bombs on Vietnam." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different history for her than people who actually experienced it. So yes, I do believe that we have to be thoughtful and mindful and respectful about 9/11 because it definitely was a horrific tragedy. But with that being said, I think we need to give Flau'Jae a little grace. Listen, let me know what you think about this story. Do you think that Flau'Jae doing a bar about 9/11 was disrespectful to the victims of 9/11? Let me know in the comments. Now, let me see what other stories we got. Check this out. In celebration of his plane that he purchased and unveiled in 2019, Drake has dropped a new collection of cashmere merch called Air Drake. The lavish collection of comfort inspired by his jumbo private jet includes a pair of $415 socks, a $995 eye mask, a $3,515 bathrobe, and a $4,100 blanket. In the Twitter post announcing the collection, Drake wrote, quote, "First class anywhere you sit. For the first time ever, experience the elevated luxury of Air Drake. The elder statesman crafted an exclusive line of custom hand-spun cashmere socks, eye masks, loungewear, and blankets for your in-flight comfort for a limited time in commemoration of Air Drake's anniversary." End quote. In response to Drake's post, one person wrote, quote, "Drake gotta be out of his damn mind selling one pair of socks for $415. End quote. And then another person came through and said, quote, "It's Drake socks, bruh. It's different." End quote. Different? Like, how different do your socks have to be? And then, like, my question for Drake is, why am I supposed to buy merch to celebrate your plane? That just makes no sense to me. And $415 for a pair of socks? I mean, I could go to Walmart, okay? And I could get 4,515 socks for that price. And I mean, if I'm gonna pay $415 for socks, they gotta do more than just cover my feet. And then $995 for an eye mask. If I pay that much for an eye mask, it better have like tiny flat screens in it, so when I'm laying in my bed, I can still watch TV. I mean, that little piece of cloth better come with like a masseuse who's gonna rub my temples all night, because I mean, $995 for an eye mask? I mean, that is crazy. But Drake knows that somebody's gonna buy that mess just cause his name is on it. I mean, you see how like Virgil Abloh took a whole bunch of Champion sweatshirts that you could get from like Marshalls or like Target, and he screen printed an X with a line over it and called it Off-White, and all of a sudden you're paying $500 to $1,000 just for the same sweatshirt. Listen, you guys can go pay like $415 for like the Air Drake socks if you want to, but I ascribe more to like the 50 Cent train of thought when it comes to clothes. Because if you remember, 50 said he stopped being caught up in brand names a long time ago. Check out what 50 Cent had to say.
Every time we put something on in connection to clothing, we're making a statement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Today, this statement that I'm making on this Zoom is I'm clean. This is why a white t-shirt will always be an option for someone that's from the ghetto. It says, my message is I'm clean. Not everybody here is clean. You see what I'm saying? So that's a big enough message to send to the people that are around you. Or the other messages, Louis Vuitton or different fashionable brands that would say, I'm doing well. I'm living with the excess to the point that I can buy these things for myself. Right? And those messages, man, it may add a little a difference in energy. There's a point where when we look good, we feel good. Emotionally, we feel good. So it's necessary to do it on some levels, but some of us indulge in it further than others, right? And for me, at this point, that I don't get so excited about it because I understand the production cost of it. The information changes it for me.
Right.
So I'm like, this is an $8 shirt that they're selling me for $89 because the name is on it. I'm 50 Cent. I'll make this shit cool. Somebody's gonna buy it because they see me with it.
Listen, do you agree with 50? Do you believe that the man makes the clothes? Or do you think that the clothes make the man? Let me know what you think in the comments. And hey yo, thanks for tuning in to Celeb Source, your source for celebrity news. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.